Hello everybody, Sutonia here again, and I'm here to give you a Tormentor guide. The Tormentor is somewhat similar to the Executioner since they have identical bonuses to laser damage and cap reduction, but there are differences between the two. The Tormentor trades the utility high slot for a low slot, and it also gains a small drone bay. The Tormentor also has higher base hit points over the Executioner, but it's slower and it doesn't get the tackle mod cap reduction. Overall, this makes the Tormentor slightly better in direct fights. It has higher effective hit points and better damage thanks to the drone bay and higher tier weapons, but it trades this for being more sluggish and more vulnerable to capacitor warfare than the Executioner is. For this first fight is I warped to a station. There's a few interceptors on the station. Can't really fight all of them on the grid where they are now. It's very dangerous to fight 3 interceptors here. So I choose to warp off to planet 6 in F20, which is a really good planet because it's 62 AU away. So what this means is a lot of big ships will take a long time to warp there, but all the small ships, which are the ships I want to fight, are going to take a long time to arrive. Although there was only small ships on the station, if there were big ships and they followed me, they're going to take a long time. So I noticed on directional scanner there's a Taranis following me and also a Crow. So my first instinct right here is I want to get off this the point where I landed because I'm right next to this Taranis. I don't want to be here. Notice he has a long point, but he does have like neutron blasters. So I just want to kite this Taranis out. The Crow isn't really a big threat to me, to be honest. I mean, I could just try and jump on him straight away and kill him, but he doesn't do much DPS. And you know, if I don't have any control on this Taranis, then it's gonna completely shred me. So what I do is I just kill the Taranis while not entering his effective range, and he dies. The Crow's established an orbit by now, though, and I can't actually get on him, I don't think, without slingshotting him. So I try to approach him. I know he's orbiting me, so double click in space and align out as well at the same time towards an area if I do need to warp or not. But you know, scanner's still clear. I decided to go in for a slingshot on this Crow. I know when you see the angular velocity approach 0. That's when you know he's at the sort of edge of his orbit and he's going to be coming straight back at you. So I overheat my Microwarpdrive cycle, come straight back in at this Crow, and I'm able to get the overheated scram web on him. Able to slingshot this Crow, and then I just take him down. Against a Crow, obviously it's a missile ship. It has long missiles fitted, but even if it has rockets, we just want to brawl it down at 0. We want to get as close as possible and do as much damage to it as possible. Since we don't have a tracking bonus and the Crow's pretty fast, we want to load Imperial Navy Multifrequency as well to help with tracking, and we just want to do as much damage to it as possible. So this is a clip of me on a station. I want to show you a bit more about how I get fights, how they start, rather than just showing you the fight. So here I'm on the station. There's a Crow and 2 stilettos which I would love to fight, but they're all hugging the undog. So I tried to troll them a bit. I eject a can and call it disrespect can, and yeah, as you can see in local, someone's not too happy about that, and this sniper Tempest decides to shoot it at, well, a stiletto warps to the can directly. So what I do at this point is I line out. I'm a bit worried at this point because the Tempest fleet issue has 1400 howitzers, and I want to make sure my traversal is high against him because I don't want to get one-shotted by him. But I do want to fight this stiletto. Right now I'm just sort of burning just to see what happens, to see if anything else comes in or not. And I noticed that this stiletto is just brawling me down. He's going at me at 0, and he's just like hit approach on me. So I decide to fight him and duel him directly. I orbit him 2500, which is not the best thing for me to do because I think I'm going to lose some of my DPS. As you can see, I've got some glancing hits here and there. But I want to make sure the Tempest fleet issue is not going to alpha strike me. And then I noticed that there's a Crow that's just brawling me down to 0 again. So the Tempest isn't tracking me well. The grid still looks pretty decent. The Legion, for whatever reason, is not coming in. I don't know why. He could have warped to them at this point, but maybe he's AFK, maybe he's in a boosting fit or something. So the Crow brawls me down, so I just kill him as well. And sometimes just doing something stupid like dropping a can that has, a stupid name can get you a good fight like this sometimes. So I want to show you a typical fight with a crow, and this is a crow that's playing very defensively. So at first I tried to approach him, see if he's just going to enter Scrambler and web range naturally, because a lot of crows actually will just rule down Tech 1 frigates for some reason. But he doesn't get into range, so what I do immediately is I just turn away from him and Microwarpdrive away from him. And I'm just waiting for him to start chasing me, and his orbit, because he's just set an orbit on me, it's going to pull him closer to me, and I come back in with an overheated Microwarpdrive and web. But unfortunately I'm not quite fast enough to get into overheated web range of this crow on this pass. And this is one of the weaknesses of the Tormentor compared to the Executioner. I mean, I got to 15 kilometers there. If I was in an Executioner, I would have killed this crow easily by now. So I align out, and, well, I don't align, I double click in space, but it's important to double click in space towards a celestial object so you can align and warp out if you have to. Anyway, I come back into this crow and I try to get a second slingshot attempt on this crow, but unfortunately I don't quite make it again. So what I do is I just align out and I decide to warp off. And this is what you can do against a lot of crows, and a lot of people are afraid to fly brawling frigates in nullsec because they think that crows are going to perma-tackle them, but you can get away from 90% of unlinked crows very easily. Okay, so this is a quick fight. Taranis on the other side of the gate that I land on, I jump, I check local, Taranis followed me. So what you want to do in this sort of situation is you want to hold cloak. You want the other guy to decloak first if possible, because you want to see where they are, and it's a lot easier for you to position yourself correctly if you have the advantage up on them. If you don't know where they're coming from, you know, they can just, you know, hit approach on you or whatever, and if you've decloaked first, and it's a lot harder for you to adjust your positioning, and it's very easy for like a blast Taranis to just get on top of you if they're decloaking from gate cloak onto you. So anyway, there's also another thing here which actually plays a pretty important aspect in the fight, is that there's 2 cruiser rats and 2 frigate rats on here on this gate. And I want the rats to focus the Taranis instead of me, because these Blood Raider rats are pretty annoying. They have newts sometimes, and they have tracking disruptors too, I believe. So if those are on the Taranis instead of me, it's going to help me out a lot. So anyway, Taranis decloaks, approaches the gate, rats start focusing him. Against the blaster Taranis, obviously I want to try and kite him out using Scorch and my drones, but I noticed from the damage notifications almost immediately that this is a rail Taranis. He also has a long point, so what I want to do is I want to get as close as possible to try and hurt his tracking as much as possible. Even though the Taranis gets a tracking bonus, the Tormentor doesn't. Small railguns still track worse than small focused pulse lasers. So you still want to get in close, and also just, you know, he's going to do full DPS regardless of where you are in scram range, so you might as well do as much damage as you can. And this Taranis pops pretty fast thanks to a bit of help from the rats. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. There wasn't a lot of technical fights in this video, mostly because I didn't quite get what I wanted footage wise, and also because you have almost the exact same approach to fights as you do in the Executioner, which I already covered. So I didn't want to just repeat information, and thought some more general tips would be more appreciated. Sorry for the long gap between the last video. I've just had a lot of things to handle with work in real life, and also practicing for the Alliance tournament. But anyway, I hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.